Nine. I am Michael Chigani. Tonight, longtime politician and political commentator Alan Lee to discuss next Sunday's Chief Executive election. Thank you, Mr. Alan Lee. You're a veteran commentator, a longtime politician in Hong Kong, and a very good friend. I've known you for many years. Now, we're going to talk about the Chief Executive election. A week to go. Sunday is the election day, 1 week from today. C.Y. Leung or Henry Tang?
Well, I think chances are, if you're looking at the reports or the people in know, you will discover now C.Y. has not only got the support of the populace reputation.
People in the streets. Mm-hmm.
That's right. And, you know, they start talking about he will be elected as a chief executive. So I think things change a bit in these 3 years. 3 years ago, he told me he was going after the job. Well, actually, at the time, I asked him a couple of questions. I said, well, you say for the end of the year, you're not, you know, going after the CE's job. He says, yes, I said that. But nevertheless, the political situation in Hong Kong, and there's a governance problem, and cannot, you know, the government of Hong Kong cannot establish a reputation supported by the Hong Kong people. So he gave all that reason. Of course, that was obvious. We have problems in the administration for some time since the handover. So, and then I said, well, do you know you have a problem about the popularity and the people in public talk about it? He says, yes, Alan. I'm going to spend a year to change the people, what they think about me, okay? And a year later, I asked the same question, you know, only 6 months ago. He worked hard for the job. And, but that's not the reason he will be elected or not. He's supported by China. It's particularly in the statement made by Premier Wen Jiabao.
A few days back.
Yeah, a few days back. And it's quite obvious.
Do you see that as Beijing supporting Leung Chun-ying?
Well, it's a logical answer. But the way that Wen Jiabao answered is indicative that he says that the majority of the people we want to see is supported by the majority of people. And
C.Y. Leung is supported by the majority of people.
That's right. Okay. So it's obvious that Wen Jiabao doesn't have to name the name.
But, you know, he didn't name the name, but there's still a lot of confusion.
Let me put it this way, Michael. That's the right thing to say anyway.
Right. But there's still a lot of confusion as to, you know, what Wen Jiabao meant. So instead of second-guessing what he meant, when a week from today, Sunday, you think that C.Y. Leung will be elected the chief executive rather than Henry Tang?
A lot of Henry Tang supporters were surprised by the way that he handled the crisis, such as the illegal structure, such as his
illegal structure, the girlfriend,
and the way that he handled also the illegitimate child. And I think people begin to wonder about Henry Tang's ability. But nevertheless, there are a lot of people worried about C.Y.
Including you.
Well, I know him for 30 years, I think, maybe more than 30 years. It was David Akers-Jones who introduced him to me. I just find I had a very difficult time to communicate with him. That's amazing. And in fact, one time I asked David Akers-Jones, I said, why you want to...
David Akers-Jones, a former chief secretary.
Yeah. Well, we were having dinner at his home at the time at Island House. The reason I remember C.Y. is for many, many years, there was no phone call, nothing, no communication between him and I, okay? I say many years is more than 25 years, okay? And nevertheless, I mean, I just think C.Y. is a very mysterious person. He doesn't talk too much, actually. Except now, this 3 years, he appears in public very often. And he has an aim. He wants to do this. He went to the grassroots, and people doesn't have any votes first, okay? So I think the way that he was doing it, he decided some time ago that he wants to run, all right? Well,
Henry, he told me that a long time back he wanted to run as well.
Not 3 years ago.
Not 3 years ago, maybe about a year ago.
But nevertheless, you know, for all this period, because people in Hong Kong doesn't really know him, and what he said, what he do in public, I hope he delivers someday. I hope, okay, if he's elected. But nevertheless, he's a very mysterious person.
Well, you know, he was here. Siwa Leung, Leung Chun-ying was here, as was Henry Tang. And Henry Tang and his wife were on the show just last week. But Siwa Leung, Leung Chun-ying was here some couple months back. And I asked him, why is it that people don't trust him? And he explained why. I'm going to ask you, why do you, like so many other people, find him mysterious and
In fact,
somebody
very
not to be
difficult to
trusted?
communicate.
Why?
I don't know. You better ask you why.
I asked him.
I mean, for me,
And he said there's no reason why. He says he's a trustworthy person.
well, that's fine. I mean, he could think that way, okay? But for another person like myself, it's not that I didn't try. I just cannot communicate frankly with him. In fact, David asked me why. David Akers Jones, that is. I said, why introduce CY to me? I was an electrical member already, okay? And the way the former British government was doing it in Hong Kong is they want to identify elites amongst all walks of life in Hong Kong and appoint them to committees, see how they work, etc., okay? So David said, well, you're Santonese and I'm Santonese. I was wondering why Santonese.
Shantonese, you're the
I'm
same,
from Shandong.
same as
He's from
Siwa Leung?
Yeah, his hometown was only few miles from my hometown. Okay.
Okay.
And it is. I mean, I find CY is difficult to communicate.
But you know,
now he spoke up so much now, okay, because he wants to run. But nevertheless, he spent a lot of efforts to do that. You got to give credit.
But then
for
you
this.
should, yeah, I was about to say.
You got to give credit.
Will he
to him.
make a good chief executive?
Well, only on the job that people will know what he said, what he delivered, okay, and what he said in his manifesto, what he delivered.
Would he
And
make
I
a
don't
better
know.
chief executive?
I think we got to be fair with Siwa on this kaka.
Well, he worked hard. But will he
Not work out. Not work out. When he becomes the chief executive, can he deliver the things he said?
Can he?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Would
I
he
said that,
make a
but
better
still
chief
is no-
executive than Henry Tang?
Well, Henry Tan.
You know Henry Tang.
I know Henry Tan for more than 30 years.
And you would rather Henry Tang than Siwa Leung?
No, I have no preference. I told her I was very surprised about how he handled the things. He gave the people an impression. I think many friends of his friends in Hong Kong.
This is Henry Tang.
Doesn't know. Henry Tang, yeah, doesn't know. Okay, and doesn't know why all these things came out. Now, don't forget, he's in politics for 20 years. He's been a government official, and the second highest official for the last.
He was in the same party as you, the Liberal Party.
Yeah,
which you
when I
founded.
established
Right.
party, in fact, I recommended him in '91 to be appointed as an electrical member. I asked him, is he interested in politics before? Okay, but nevertheless, I think the way that he handled things disappointed a lot of friends. I don't know he had girlfriends, not at all.
But should he even tell you that's his private matter?
Well, it is, but when he handled these things in public, it's not acceptable to people of Hong Kong, though he apologized, the way he handled. Look at the way that Henry handles the illegal structure. I tell you, I was shocked the way
that his
the way he
underground
handled
basement,
that.
right?
And I also thought, he is number 2 in Hong Kong for some time. Why all these material doesn't come out? Why?
Why? You tell me why.
Well, a lot of people pointing at CY. Well, CY,
You
even
think
if
CY Leung leaked it?
no, well, leaked or not, that's another matter. Even if CY is very smart and work very hard, I don't think he could come up with all these material.
So who put all this material
They
out?
are, well, I'm only guessing now.
Uh-huh.
They're a powerful organization
Name them.
behind them. You can't name them because you have no proof.
Do you know who they are?
Well, I don't know who they are, but I could guess. But I do not want to put my guess on television and say who is doing that, okay? But you think about the scenario. And you look at Donald Tsang. The minute the government spokesman leaked information out about the Western Kowloon,
Well, yeah,
The
the government put a
counterattack,
statement
the
about the West Kowloon Cultural Center,
Right.
which was negative to CY Leung.
right? Because says government source, the next thing we know is we begin to know what Donald Tsang is doing.
So as soon as the
public.
government put out some
Since-
negative
since-
information
I'm
about
gonna
CY
tell you,
Leung,
since 2007.
so you're saying that as soon as the government puts something negative out about CY Leung, the power, some power that you talked about, put out equally damaging information about Donald Trump.
And all those are true. He has a flat, huge flat, over
But he's
6,000 feet.
retiring. What's wrong with having a flat in Shenzhen when you retire?
Well,
He put in 45 years in the government.
well, when I knew that, in fact, before the announcement, I knew that. I was having a conversation in the same dinner as Zheng Yuk-seng, Jasper, okay? And, I
Who
said,
may
well,
end up being our chief executive.
Well, I don't know. We don't know.
Okay.
Whether he will be, whether there will be aborted election or not.
So what was
So
it
I said, Jasper, I heard this. He says, did you tell Donald? I said, no, of course not. I said, if I tell Donald, he thinks he thinks I'm bad mouthing him. Okay.
Tell Donald Trump what?
That he has a huge flat in Shenzhen. All right. And anyway, this kind of thing come out, and then all his traveling or his going to Macau, these things
On the
come
yachts of
out.
tycoons.
And the thing, even 2007, his son booked the presidential, better than the
Macau
president's
hotel.
Macau hotel. Who would know all of those things?
You tell me who. I'm intrigued. Who would know all this?
Well, as I said,
you said
could
Zheng
only-
Yuk-seng
No,
was not putting it out.
No,
Who
no,
was
no, no. Of course not Zhang Yuk-seng.
Right.
He doesn't. He just asked me the things I know. Whether I told the chief executive, when Donald Trump became the chief executive, I never call him. We know I never call him because he's the chief executive. Why should I call him?
You know everybody in Hong Kong.
Yeah. I didn't call him at all for the last 7 years.
Okay.
I don't even know the phone number of the government house anymore.
Well, yeah, and you were an executive. You were an executive legislative council for a long time.
Former governor
All right.
house.
And I'm going to just stop for 1 minute. We'll be back. Don't go away. See you soon.